I was going to say I was depressed. It's like, what's the opposite of impressed? In my mind, depressed. Hello friends, we're going to do a speedy Friday faves and fails this week. First, do you remember last week when I was talking about my ear situation? Well, I felt like this is one of those things that when I'm ever going to talk about it, but it's actually something that I use a lot. It's the Elastoplast wound spray. Ooh, it's glamorous. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. You need it in your life. I use this actually quite a lot. I used to use, you may remember, because I would talk quite a lot about my facial hair, which we'll get back to that next year. I've got a whole host of things I want to talk about that's like in my lead up to 40s and beyond, and facial hair, things that I've been dealing with for a long time that I feel like most women maybe only deal with in menopause and beyond. And it's one of the things that I want to kind of get back into talking about, because everyone needs to know that this is a normal thing. Women have facial hair and I have an abundance of it. It's practically a full-time job keeping a handle on how much. It's black, stubbly, I could grow a beard kind of facial hair. So anyway, I would talk about this. I think it was called Skin Cuticles. I can't remember what the brand was. I'm being pinged left and right. I can't remember what the brand was, but I would use this thing that was called like Hair No More or something like that. It was supposed to reduce the amount of hair that would grow back. That was nonsense. I don't believe that it did that for a second, but it was an antiseptic spray. So when I would pluck or wax or shave, that's right, my face, I would always use that afterwards, and it helped massively reduce any kind of like, any of that redness or breakouts that you would get afterwards, because often the thing that causes that, aside from the aggravation of doing it, you know, the actual trauma of it being extracted from your face, is you might have something on your face. You know, if you do like skincare and then you pluck hairs from your face, that skincare can get into the hair follicle or whatever. Again, I don't really know. This is just, it can get in there and it aggravates stuff. It makes it break out and look gross. So I always totally clean face, do whatever I'm going to do, and then I'd spray on that stuff that was like an antiseptic. Came to the end of that, I was like, I don't really want to buy this. It's quite expensive for an antiseptic spray, and I don't think it was doing the other thing that it said it was going to do. So I started using this. This I bought specifically when I had my ears pierced last year, and I would use it, just spray it on my ears in between, you know, when I was cleaning them and stuff. Fantastic. I attribute this to why they healed so well. I probably didn't do it as well or as often when I had the third piercing. And so I got another bottle again recently when I was having a problem with one of my top piercings. And which, by the way, is so much better now. And just these earrings alone, they're like flat, you know, these disc ones, have massively reduced what was beginning to be a keloid scar. Another thing we can talk about next year. Anyway, because I'd already bought it for that purpose, I was like, I wonder if I can use it in the same way that I used the other spray. I can! So if you have this, great thing to have in the house anyway. One of those things for just throw it in your first aid box. If you have a first aid box, cupboard, drawer, whatever. Good for piercings, good for all kinds of things, but also good for after hair removal. Something you didn't even know that you needed me to recommend. A weird thing from this week that was sent to me, which was under normal circumstances. I get a lot of stuff that I'm like, that's not really for me. And I just pass it on to people. Never talk about it. Never even comes up. And this was going to be one of those things. I got a box of Frizz No More, different products from Creightons. This is obviously supposed to be like Aussie, I'm guessing. Kind of that brand, or like John Frieda Frizzies, but it kind of feels like Aussie branding, doesn't it? So I wasn't interested. I don't have curly hair. I occasionally maybe would use a serum or an oil on my like natural texture, but I don't do curls. And I randomly on Wednesday decided to curl my hair, and my plan was I was going to curl it, and then when I brushed it out, it was just going to be like soft waves, and it was going to be a nice way of having kind of like straight but voluminous hair for the week. That was my plan. I actually used a completely different curling iron. It makes me so cross that this is not available anymore, but it's super old. It's from Cloud9. They sent me this probably 10 years ago, but it's fantastic. I've looked and you can't get it. It's a conical wand. I don't know if it's because it's Cloud9, if that's what makes it special. I don't know if it's the length of the wand. Ooh, the length of the wand. I don't know if it's because it's conical. I don't know. But this is the best curling wand I've ever used in my entire life. And I hadn't used it for ages because I wasn't intending on curling my hair, but recently I've been using my the one I used in a video recently. And I really like the one that's like a Tony and Guy one. It's like, again, discontinued, but it's a really fat whatever. And I kind of thought that's what I would get the same effect with this wand because I hadn't used it for ages. But it's a proper full-on curling wand. This is like, I've slept on this. I haven't redone it. It lasted really, really well. So, because I'd curled my hair and it was curlier than I intended and I was going to work, I went to the box of things that they'd sent me and I was like, is there something in here that can like reduce the halo of frizz? There was. It was a cream and it was fantastic. Today, I want to try with you on camera to see whether or not, because I don't know if this is good for this or if it's really only good for like natural curls. It says, the ultimate solution to tame frizz, professionally formulated, nourishing coconut and camellia oil for super smooth, perfectly manageable hair. Colour kind, moisturising range, glossy shine. Okay. Oh, it says, spritz onto damp, or dry hair. Okay. I was going to say, because it says it's a revitalising spray. Okay, let's just see. Because I just wanted to see if maybe this was kind of a serum, you know, for like after you've slept on your curls and you just kind of want to separate them a little bit, make it less frizzy, because I do get a lot of frizz here specifically. I don't know, it smells amazing. Oh, it smells so good, but you know, it smells, that's really nostalgic. It smells like something I had when I was a teenager. That smells really, really good. If you've tried that before, let me know. What does it smell of? I mean, I don't know. I feel like I'm losing my curls a little bit on this side anyway, but we'll see what it looks like by the end of the video. Kind of wet my hair, so I don't know. But I really like the curl cream. I wanted to mention that and I thought, why not, since I've got my day old curls, give it a go on camera. The smell is incredible. Got a miss for you this week. It's kind of a hit and a miss. It's a strange one. I did my nails this week. As you know, week by week I've been doing my nails. I've been like, ooh, let's show you the colour that I'm doing my nails. So far, I think my best lasting one is the Rimmel Super Gel. The colour is Venus. It's a very deep red. This is the best one that I've used. This with Seche Vite on top, which is always coloured pink because it's just taken on the colour of the nail varnish that's been underneath it. I used an Essie one in Angora Cardi, which I loved the week after that, but it didn't last as well. Still good, but it didn't last as well. This chipped within a day. This is the OPI Don't Bossa Nova Me Around. Did all exactly the same things and it chipped within a day. One thing I will say that I was really impressed by is for a pale pink colour, it was really opaque. Usually they're quite streaky and a bit like watery and blah. This was really, really opaque. 2 coats, absolute max. And it's not streaky, it's not patchy, anything. So if you are looking for something like this, it's kind of a cool toned pink. It's a nice colour, but I was really, I was going to say I was depressed. It's like, what's the opposite of impressed? In my mind, depressed. I was really disappointed by how well it lasted, because OPI is not cheap. I did get it as part of the beauty box with Next, and now I'm like, was it old? Is that what it is? Or is OPI just not as good as I remember it? I don't know, but I wanted to mention it because I was disappointed. Super random, but it was Lee's birthday last week and I didn't have any birthday paper. Wrapping paper. I didn't have any birthday, what I mean is I didn't have any birthday wrapping paper. I've got Christmas wrapping paper. I just never have birthday wrapping paper. So I thought I'm gonna get a little box of it because on Amazon this was a really good price. Let me just double, triple, quadruple check how much this actually was before I steer you in the wrong direction, because sometimes things change price. No, it really was this price. Oh, it says there's only one left in stock and I might have to buy that because it's such a good deal. £3.09, okay? I had no idea what I thought it was going to be, because wrapping paper on Amazon's really expensive. I thought it was going to be a much smaller thing than this, and it's a solid box. So it says when you open it that this is intentionally not branded, so that you can use this to give a gift, which is fantastic anyway, because this you're also getting a gift, a really solid gift box, which is cute. And then inside you get a little thing of gift tags. You get 3 of these pop-out card gift tags. And then you get 20 sheets of wrapping paper. And they're amazing. They're really nice. Look, like solar system, astrologically wrapping paper. Let me show you. Oh, I love this one. This was my favourite. I would just put that in a frame, honestly. I love it. It's so cute. Several different designs. And let me show you how big. Is this a full sheet or did I cut from it? I think it's a full sheet. So, obviously, it's not quite as useful as a roll because you never know. But just like for scale, just my head for scale, it's a decent size. I can't tell you. It's probably online how large this is, but a really decent size. 20 of those in a solid box with gift tags. £3.09. I'll leave it linked below, but the chances of it being still available, I don't know why it was that price. It's probably going to go up massively. But if randomly you can get it, get it. Even for Christmas presents. I just feel like it's weirdly cheap, like it's wrong. I've been using my AirPods so much recently. This is going to be gross. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. But I'm also not sorry because I'm going to tell you the story anyway. It's really grim. My AirPods had got to the stage where one of them, I thought they were broken. One of them, I couldn't hear anything out of it. And when I looked at my AirPods, it was just blocked. It was like a biohazard. My friend did Skin and Me, not Skin and Me, 23andMe, the one where it's like health stuff. I nearly got that for Lee for his birthday and then realised that would be the absolute worst thing I could possibly get because he's like major hypochondriac. So can't think of anyone worse to get something that focuses on like, you've got 5% chance of getting this. Like, just the absolute worst thing I could have got him. Anyway, she got this thing and she said it was really interesting because it gave you things like, you were however many percent chance of being born with hair. Because she was born with no hair and she had no hair for like years. So that was a particular thing that stood out. And one of the things she said was like, having wet earwax versus dry earwax. And we were both like, what? Like, I thought everybody had wet earwax. I thought earwax was earwax. So when I came to clean out my AirPods, it was horrific. I bought a special kit. On Amazon. I'm sure you've seen these, but it's like they're like new again. I honestly thought one of them was broken, and it was so full of wax. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry, but it's also important information when giving you the review of this product. I'm sure you could do it with something else, but this fits inside the actual, you know, like the case. This is like a fountain pen. It is a fountain pen nib. Look, it is a fountain pen nib. I'm 100% certain of it. That's a repurposed fountain pen nib, and it's got a little brush, which is gross. And it really does the job. And now I'm going to have this on my desk. And once a week, I'm going to clean them, and I'm never going to allow that to happen again. I'm definitely going to allow that to happen again. Last but not least, and I'm not wearing it today because I'm wearing a different lip, because this was in my bag when I was getting ready. I love this so much. I love it so much. I couldn't not mention it. I've talked about it tons recently. It's the Fenty Beauty Pro Kisser Luscious Lip Balm in Latte Lips. Did I talk about this last week? I might have. I didn't mean to if I did. I didn't mean to repeat myself. Look, it's so gorgeous. And it's exactly the same formula as the regular Pro Kisser lip balm, which Milo stole from me many moons ago. It's the perfect little neutral nude because it is a lip balm. As it dries down, it doesn't look awful. It is actually hydrating. It's a proper lip balm, but with a nice tint of colour. And that particular colour is perfect, absolutely perfect. I'm going to talk a lot about lip balms and hydrating products at this time of year because that is the basic bee that I am. I am all about, let's now talk about, I mean, I'm always talking about hydrating things, but especially right now, oils and masks and lip balms and all the things that I'm very interested in. Also, I've got the weirdest spot right now. I got it like right in the crease there. And I feel like maybe my face is trying to grow another face because it's so strange. It's like underneath my skin and it's growing, but it's staying underneath. It's becoming a worry. Anyway, like I said, I have been making a lot of a lot of notes this week about what I want from YouTube in 2024, like who I want to be for you on YouTube, who I want to kind of put out there. I'm just thinking a lot about, like, you know, my future on YouTube. How do I want to be out here? And what do I want to see more of on YouTube? And I think I've got kind of getting a handle on it now. Usually I'll talk this stuff through with you guys. That's how I process things. I say them out loud, and often you're there for that. But I'm trying to do that inside. I'm journaling. Every time I do it, I'm like, I don't know about this. It works. It works. Get it out of my head onto paper. But I think I need to do like video journaling. I just need to vlog and not post it, because sometimes I vlog and it's too much information. I'm giving you too much information out of my head. This time I'm trying to do all of that in the background, so that when I come to you, I've got a more well-rounded idea of what I want, because sometimes I'll do it and I'll be like, this is what I'm thinking, and I don't really want to be directed, or I don't really want someone to say, oh, I don't think that's a good idea. You know, like when you decide what to name your baby, you don't tell someone before you've named them. You tell them this is the name. You don't say we're thinking of, because one way you're telling them this is a decision I've made, and the other way you're saying, what do you think? And especially when it comes to like how you're going to spend your time, your free time, and how you want to put yourself on the internet, I think that ultimately has to be a you decision. It has to come down to what I feel, how I want to be. And especially as I get older, I want to do what I want to do. I was saying to my brother the other day, we were talking about like people saying, that person's a narcissist, that person's this, that's that. All these tag words that people use. Yes, of course, there are people who are just bad people. But I think a lot of stuff, like selfishness, I gave it as an example. A lot of stuff we go like, oh God, they're so selfish. A lot of it is just part of being a human person. Like, I can definitely be selfish. I didn't used to be as selfish. Now it's almost on purpose. It's a decided thing. I am making more selfish choices. I am doing more things that I want to do. I'm making choices that make it so that I don't have to do that thing. I don't put myself in that position that I don't want to be in anymore. Whereas before I would be like, yeah, okay. And then be like, oh, I wish I'd not said I would do that thing. I am making more selfish choices. To say I am a selfish person would be an awful tag, but I make selfish decisions sometimes, because I think you need to think more about yourself sometimes. Some of us need to think more about ourselves. I have definitely been guilty of people pleasing in the past, and I'm just at a point where I feel like, you know, I'm not going to do that anymore. And I'm also, they're coming to get me. The police are coming to get me. I am not only not going to do that anymore, sometimes I people please because it makes me feel good. So that's like a win-win. Because I do something for someone, they want me to do it, and I want to do it because doing it for them will make them feel good, which will make me feel good. It's like the Phoebe thing of like, no such thing as a selfless act. But there's things that I just think, no, I'm actually going to say no now. And I'm going to own that that's a no for me because I don't want to do it. It's just a no. My mum, when she turned 50, said she wasn't going to do anything she didn't want to do anymore. And it was like a ha 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 ha. She hasn't. And I think, why wait till you get to 50? Once you've got your children through a certain phase, I think that you're owed a little bit of, no, I don't want to do that now. No. Yeah. That said, I did pick up Ella's friend when she was super drunk the other day. So I don't feel like I'm that selfish.